Hello guys, my name is Dheeraj and welcome to our new series React for Beginner. In this series, we'll start from scratch different concept of React. In this, we'll talk about what is React, why should we learn React, and list of content that we are going to cover in this series. So now we'll see what is React. React is an open source JavaScript library developed by Facebook for building fast, interactive user interfaces, especially for single page application. React is not a framework, it's a library. React responsible for rich user interfaces. Then question should be how about other functionality like HTTP calls, routing, other functionality. So we don't have to worry about those as React has rich ecosystem and libraries to handle other things. Alright, now we know what is React and what purpose we can use React. Let's see why learn React. It's developed and maintained by Facebook. When a company who invests money on their own product to keep alive, this is not going to die soon. So no trust issue. Large number of developer community ecosystem for solution. If you face any issue in learning or developing React application, there are large number of community and ecosystem are available. Huge number of stars available on GitHub. As per survey, React has high demand in market. Let's see technical aspect why we use React for web development. Key concept of the React. As we know, React is a component based architecture. So what do you mean by component based architecture? So it creates the different components like custom button, side menu, header, footer, input box. So these are the components. So React is a component based architecture. That's why code reusability increase. So you can reuse the code or component as it is component based. Key concept of the React. JSX, JavaScript XML, a syntax extension that lets you write HTML like code inside JavaScript. It makes your UI code more readable and expressive. So that we'll see when we'll have the example how the JSX will work, and the JSX will be like your HTML code like div, paragraph, heading, like that, but that will embedded in our JavaScript code. Again, very important key concept of the React is component based architecture, so that you can reuse that component or view. Another important concept is virtual DOM. Virtual DOM creates a lightweight copy of the real DOM and update only the part that change. If suppose you are making some changes in particular button or particular view or div, so that change only updates in the real DOM. So making it super fast. We'll see separate session on virtual DOM. One-way data flow. Data flows from parent to child component via props, making your app easier to debug and maintain. So traditional website breaks into different part or components, you can say. First will be header, then your main container and footer and your side menu. So these are nothing but different components. React is declarative and how? What is mean by declarative? Declarative. In programming, declarative means expressing what you want to happen rather than how to make it happen. So React letting you describe the UI based on current state, and then React takes care of updating the DOM efficiently. So in traditional programming, you had manually modify the DOM with JavaScript. So in that case, const button document dot create element. This is a traditional way of programming with the JavaScript. In React, you simply declare what the UI should look like. For example, return button, click me. That's it. You don't have to care about creating elements, specifying the text, inner text and all. So virtual DOM will take care of that. You don't have to worry about internal part. You just specify what UI you want. Why declarative matters? It's easy to use. The code will tell you what is the UI will be. So div, heading, paragraph, buttons. So that only you need to tell. You don't have to create create elements and all. Fewer bugs. Let React manage the DOM update. Reusable components. Components describe structure and behavior, not how to manipulate DOM. So we don't have to worry about the what component we are creating. So we don't have to worry about how it is virtual DOM or something is manipulating behind the scene. What is virtual DOM? React Virtual DOM is like behind the scene magician that helps your UI stay fast and responsive. It's lightweight copy of your real DOM, document object model. React keeps this in memory and uses it to track changes to your UI. How it works? Render phase. When your component's state or props change, React re-render the virtual DOM tree. Diffing. React compare the new virtual DOM with the previous one using diffing algorithm. It identifies the minimum number of changes required. Reconciliation. React then update only the part of the actual DOM that has changed. For example, you have changed some title in the button. They will check internally with the and that change only will happen. It will update React then update only the part of the actual DOM that has changed. This makes update faster and more efficient than rewriting the whole DOM. What you should know before start React: HTML, CSS and JavaScript fundamentals, knowledge on ES6, modern JS concept like let, const, arrow function, default parameters, REST and spread operators, object destructuring, template and object literals. In JavaScript, you must know array methods like map, filter, reduce, etc. and this keyword. How we'll start the React? We'll learn basic and basic component. Then we'll start working on HTML calls. We'll learn to make HTTP API calls like get, post, patch, put, delete. Routing. In React, routing refers to navigating between one component to another or component to view based on the URL. This is handled by a library called React Router, which allows you to create single page application with multiple pages that don't require full reload. Redux. Redux is a state management library often used with React. It helps you centralize your app state in one place, that is called store, so that different components can access and update in it control way. Third party packages or utilities that also we are going to learn.